Welcome to Unmasked, the podcast where we sit down with South African celebs from all walks of life as they chat to us about their victories and hardships. My name is Andiswa Ngenyane, your host, and today I am joined by a businesswoman, a DJ, a reality TV star, and an all-round extraordinary woman, Dipuo Maloi. Hi, Dipuo.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm awesome, no complaints.
Thank you so much for joining us on Unmasked. Before we get into it and get into the serious things, we're going to play what we called rapid fire questions.
Okay.
You need to answer these questions very quickly.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Okay. Fast. Let's do it.
Heels or flats?
Heels.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Are you single?
Technically.
Any pet peeves?
None.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Lots and lots of chocolate.
If a movie was made by your life, what genre would it be and who would play it?
Female. Myself.
Okay. Love it. That was very quick. You're just like,
Yay!
Let's get into it. Start at the beginning. What was life like for Dipuo as a child? Did you always know that you'd get into business, that you'd be in the limelight? Who was Dipuo? What was Dipuo like when she was growing up?
So Dipuo growing up as a little girl was a professional dancer. I'm not going to say I knew I was going to be in the limelight, but definitely Dipuo always knew that she was going to be a businesswoman because daddy has always been a businessman, and grandpa and lots of other people within the family. And Dipuo always wanted to be an air hostess growing up, and she studied travel and tourism and furthered her studies in that specific field.
Tell us about the traveling. What was your favorite place to go to?
So I was based in Dubai. I would travel around the world. It was a great experience. The best time of my life. Dipuo was still very young at that time. So I would travel all over. So my favorite, I would say Brazil. Definitely Brazil. I used to like London as well. Which other place? There's a weird place people don't know much about, but Kazakhstan. That's also in the UAE.
Tell us about the business side of it. When does Yummy Mummy and the business side of Dipuo kick in?
The business side kicked in 2019. It was a side hustle then. So I was still working full time at the airport. However, I was based at the airport. I was working for Air Botswana. Yummy Mummy business started then as a side hustle. I would do it weekends and whenever I was off, up until COVID hit in 2020 when we were retrenched. And that's when I got to fully focus on the business.
Okay. Tell us about Yummy Mummy, the inspiration behind it, and the name, because I love the name.
Catchy, hey?
It's such a catchy name.
Yeah.
Tell us about the inspiration behind that and why that name.
Yummy Mummy basically depicts the strength of a single mother raising her kids. And I just want to take to the world and to the people that I want to teach women that you can still be a wife, still be a mom, and still look fab, still look great with your kids in matching clothes, still go to the gym and still look fine. And then you don't always have to be in dukes and in PNV, what do they call it? PNV and tights, and you can still be looking as great, and you're still a wife and you're still a mother. And I've then incorporated Yummy Baby so that mommy can be matching with baby.
That's cute.
And recently added daddy. And Yummy Mummy, well, that nickname I got from social media. I've always been referred to as Yummy Mummy because I love looking great. I love looking after my body. I gym, I work out, I dance. So yeah, that's where the nickname came in.
And you do look. Ooh, I was looking at your Instagram and I'm like, yo.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and how has business been going since 2019? Do you feel, did COVID by any chance affect you? How has business been going?
Business since 2019, it was booming when I kickstarted the business. I don't want to lie, it was going awesome. Even during the actual COVID, 2020, it was doing great. Challenges of only started 2021. That's when sales were being slow, and production all together. But I've always had people ordering. It's never just stopped. Yes, it became slow. However, I've always had sales to make on a daily basis till today. So it's been a blessing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you have also faced some hardships, like having to move back home.
True.
Tell us about that stage in your life.
Jeez. So the moving back home actually happened when I broke up with my baby daddy. I made a decision that I wanted to start over. I've always been welcomed at home. I mean, I'm the last born. Even prior to moving back home, my mom was living alone at our house. I had to move back home. Thank God I didn't lose my car. However, I actually upgraded my car. God works in weird ways, in mysterious ways. Yeah. So I had to move back home, obviously, and the business was, down. That was the downside of the business. And then I had to just restart over. And look at me now. I've got my own apartment now. I've got the car upgraded. Business is still going well.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But starting over usually isn't easy for a lot of people.
It's difficult.
Was that a decision you just made up, Nje, or you really had to think about for some time about it to say, you know what, I don't have a choice? And how was the actual starting over?
It wasn't an easy decision to make. It took time. Remember, there's just so many questions you have to ask yourself. And you also, the most important is where to from here. Yeah, where to from here? Where am I going to start? And also just asking yourself, I've got 2 kids. Where are their next meal going to come from? Do you understand? So the decision did take time. It wasn't an overnight thing. It was very difficult. So, and we all have this fear of the unknown. You are afraid to leave a relationship. You are always afraid when, for example, I lost my job. And you think, oh my gosh, I'm not going to survive. It's just the fear of the unknown. You don't know what tomorrow has for you, what next month has for you, or next year has for you. So it worked out for me also because I'm a believer in prayer and in God. So I pray with faith, believing. I knew it wasn't going to happen soon, but I knew I was going to be fine eventually.
And look at you now.
And it also just helps if you have supportive people around you, family, parents, guardians, or acquaintances. So I have a very strong supportive system from my family.
Okay. And then Sportswives came.
Yes.
Tell us about why you said yes to that show.
A lot of people don't know this, but this wasn't the first show that approached me. There've been plenty. I mean, the likes of, it was Soccer Babes or something. I don't remember the name correctly, but it was quite a lot of shows that have always approached me, and I've always said no because I didn't want my life in the limelight, and I thought, okay. And I would always ask my baby daddies then, do you think it's a good idea? And both of them would say, no, don't do it. So I've been the most controversial woman in the industry. So I thought this time, let me tell my story, and who best to do it than myself? I lived my life. I'm the author of my story. So let me go out there and tell people. And I knew people were going to be excited for me to share my life. And I said, yes, why not? Yeah.
How was the experience though? Because you came in and you had a good relationship with, your friend, but it ended up badly. Came in best friends, ended up as enemies, if I can use that. So how was the show for you?
Generally, overall, the show was a great experience. Learned a lot. It was my first TV production, if I remember correctly. Yes, it was an actual production as a whole. It opened doors for me. I love that because since after Sportswives, I've been busy. With regards to, we were never friends, Nalisi Sanda, as to say, We were colleagues. We once worked together years back before I relocated in Dubai. Remember, I lived in Dubai since 2014. Since 2006, came back 2012. So Sisanda and I worked at the airport together for Com Air Airline. So we were acquainted, not friends. So yeah, we did know a bit of each other's life because we would go out together and hang around together. However, when I then moved to Dubai, to live in Dubai, the connection ended. Even when I came back to Dubai, we were not in contact, So yeah, but that happened on the show. It didn't end well. I wasn't happy at all with how things turned out. But who knows? Maybe we're acting. You'll never know.
What are you saying? But any regrets with regards to joining the show, considering that so many shows had approached you before and you finally said yes to this? Do you have any regrets, or you just really enjoyed being on the show?
Truthfully, I enjoyed being on the show, and I'm quite happy with the outcome of the aftermath of the show. Yes, it was. I had days where I wanted to quit. I had days where I was like, do I have to do this? Why did I say yes? However, overall, truthfully speaking, I enjoyed my time on the show. And if you are to ask me, would I do season 2 or reunion? Yes, definitely I would.
And are you still friends with any of the ladies?
Not friends, but however, I am in contact with some of them, yes. Still in contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you are controversial.
Very. My life, not me, but my life.
Yeah. Tell us about your relationship with your baby daddies. Are you, because when we saw on the show, we only saw one of them.
That's great.
Are you still okay with just one of them, or what's the relationship between both the baby daddies?
Specifically, that is what has always made my life very controversial. The fact that I have 2 baby daddies that actually play professional football. Yeah. Having only one of them on the show, I mean, I couldn't have forced anyone to be, so I asked both of them. It's not like I only spoke to one. So both of them, I spoke to them about it, and I asked if they would like to be on the show, and the one said no, and the other said yes. And I was very happy with actually having Baba Khanya on the show. I enjoyed shooting with him. I have a great relationship with him. We are like best friends, his family too. And with me and Andy, let's just on and off, sour, sweet. However, we are all in contact. I am in contact with both of them. And yeah, that's that on that.
You're also a DJ.
I am recently, yes.
How did that come about? Why get into DJing?
I've always wanted to do it, simply because of the love of music, and simply because, I mean, I grew up being a dancer. So that is inclusive of music. I've been a background dancer for a couple of artists in SA. And then someone approached me. And like I said, this is now after the show. So that's why I'm grateful for the show, because it opened other avenues for me. So there's a certain DJ, well known, that approached me and said to me, you should do this. You'll do well, and I believe that you would. And he said, I'll offer you training. And that's actually how it started. So it's been 2 months now, and it's going super well.
And you're getting gigs.
Every single weekend.
And you're getting gigs.
Every single weekend booked.
Oh,
yeah?
Wow. And that's what you were saying about God and faith, and, things are moving great for you.
Exactly. God's plans for your life.
Yeah. At the moment, tell us about how you are, because you said you've added Yummy Baby,
Daddy,
and
Auntie.
Daddy. Oh, and Auntie.
And Auntie, for those that have always said, but I don't have a child yet, I haven't given birth. And I said, okay, let's add Auntie.
Yeah, tell us about growing the business, Yummy Mommy. Where do you see it in the coming years? What are your hopes for it?
Hopes and dreams. Well, short term, I'd love to open up a store, a pop-up store, and I'd love to start one where I'm born and bred, and that is Soweto, specifically Midlands. Obviously, I will branch out and grow and have it all over South Africa. Long term, I'd really love for my brand to be a part of a certain clothing store. For example, your Pick n Pay, your Edgar's, your Woolies, your Mr. Price. That's what I'm currently also looking into. And yeah, I just want to see it grow. Would love to collaborate with the greatest of designers in our country as well. And yeah, from Soweto to the world.
How do you balance being a businesswoman and your personal time? Is that something you struggle with, or it's just an easy thing for you? It comes
It's
naturally?
always been smooth sailing up until now when I added the DJ thing. Ooh, that's a bit hectic. However, because I specifically play R&B and soul, so that's usually on Sundays and Mondays. Fridays and Saturdays, you hardly have establishments that play that type of music. So what I've decided to do recently is that weekdays spend time with the kids. I'm very strict. Weekdays up until Friday, I have time with the kids. Saturday, they both have soccer. There's also a day with my kids. And then Sundays and Mondays, that's when I go to work, DJs. And in between, obviously, from Mondays to Mondays, because I don't have a store yet, I'm operating online. So that is always on the phone. So I only go out when I have to deliver courier stuff to my clients. So it is a bit tricky, but it's manageable. I am managing so far with the help of my mom as well when it comes to the kids.
Okay.
Yes.
You mentioned that kids play soccer. Do you want your little boys to also be soccer stars?
Trust me, they are both professional football.
Wow.
I'm telling you, you should see them play. They are so good, especially the older one. He said he plays with both his left and right hand leg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Stars in the making.
I'm telling you. Yes, and yes, the answer is yes. I'd love for them to follow in their dad's footsteps, but if that's only if they want to. But they're already in love with soccer. Soccer does that every single day. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like for you to please give advice to people, to business, to entrepreneurs
Okay.
who are either going through a tough time, probably thinking of starting over because you've been there and you're back up. What advice would you share with them in terms of getting back on their feet?
Do not give up. You have to at all times have the I can do attitude, because you can. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Always stay prayed up, because your timing is not God's timing. Yet God's timing, it's best, and it is always on time. Never ever give up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us. Join us on the next episode as we sit down with one of your favorite South African celebs. For now, it's bye.